Hey guys, so excited to have you here. It is Damian Stevens, and we are live today with an amazing guest, Nick Martin. And so excited to have you guys. I know this is a busy time for you to make time to think about growing your MSP and the challenges going on with the Christmas season, but I appreciate you spending your time here today. So excited to have Nick Martin on today. Nick is the director of managed services at Main Street IT, which I think is beautiful because it kind of encapsulates, serving Main Street, but also being the director of managed services means he probably has all the problems, and you can relate to that. He's also a partner in Main Street IT, and I think kind of an important part of the story, at least for me, is he was the guy that started with that and just was a technician new to the business, just like probably all of us, cut our teeth somewhere, worked his way up in the business, is now a partner in that business. Along the way, he ended up managing over 100 servers, over 1,000 workstations. And I don't mean his company, I mean he himself. So he had to deal with a lot of challenges and problems, probably as we all can relate. And now as a partner in the business, obviously there are still challenges, but much different. And he had a hand early enough to help the company cross the $1 million revenue line. And last, but probably most importantly, is please thank him for being here because he is a sleepless dad with a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old. So guys, welcome Nick Martin. Thanks, Nick, for being here. You've got hopefully the coffee all fueled up with the sleepless nights.
Yeah, so I'm I'm a binge coffee drinker, especially in the mornings. But these past 5 months, I've turned into basically an all day coffee drinker. So
Is that the
it's pretty much
secret?
part of it. Is Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm everything about me is artificial right now. Maybe in the next month or two, I might actually get back to a little bit more natural, like sleep and that kind of thing. But right now, we'll stick with coffee.
Yeah, sleepless nights are rough for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how
hmm
people do that. Um, well, so well, I wanted to start off and ask you this. Like the title we sent out to kind of tease about this is how to recession-proof your MSP. So obviously, there's some concerns what's going to happen with the economy, and that creates tension where the end clients start to look at services, managed services, and question things. But tell me what that means to you, and I'd love to hear since this is live. I'd love to hear what you're seeing in this market, and if you're seeing any of that happen, and what that looks like. And
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the first part off is how are people describing managed services? Because there's a lot of different ways that people offer managed IT services. You got your traditional break fix, you got your contract, whether that's month to month or is it an annual contract. We're even starting to see a lot of stuff that people want 3-year contracts, which is really odd to me. But hey, man,
mm-hmm.
if people want to sign up for a 3-year contract, that's awesome. And I would say that the way I'm personally defining managed services is that you are getting reoccurring revenue that is foreseeable. Like it's not a month to month. You think, oh, normally we spend, you know, 20 hours at this customer, 15 hours at that customer, and you're doing break fix that way. I've heard people describe it like that, but that's not the way I would go about it. Your managed IT services, there is a detailed plan of action. There's a reoccurring revenue pattern. You're a strategic partner within your customer base. And so that's really the way I'm going about it. That's the way I'm describing it. And to answer your question, yeah, we're seeing some people start to say, okay, hey, you're an expensive part of our budget. What can we do about that? And frankly, it's a good question, especially in the time of what feels like a recession. I mean, depending who you listen to, we're already in a recession. But to go about that, and you need to have a strategic partnership, and even more than that, you need to have a relationship. And that's the way we are seeing the most success from our customer base, is that we have an awesome relationships with our top tier customers. No matter what managed service provider, no matter who you are out there, you're always going to have that bottom tier of customers that they're always, do I really enjoy working with them? Not so much, but the money's good. It's fine. And so that's not what I'm trying to talk about in in this scenario, because you're always going to have those businesses, people that are always cost conscious to like a little over the top cost conscious. So really what you're targeting for is a relationship with your customer base that goes far beyond just your normal work, but you're trying to build out strategy for the next couple years.
So, Nick, hold that thought. We have some technical difficulties going on. It looks like a couple people are seeing us, and others, the stream is not going live. So, one of
Okay.
the more difficult ones to do. So, if you are live, hang on 1 second. We're going to end up restarting that stream. So, hang on 1 second.